Everyone thought Axel, the German shepherd, had finally snapped when he began growling at a silent sewer grate. But they didn't realize he was the only thing standing between 4 lives and a tragic end. In the quiet, cobblestone streets of a small town in Turkey, Axel was a local legend. A majestic German shepherd with intelligent eyes and a calm demeanor, he was the pride of his owner, Irina. Their daily walks were a predictable ritual of friendly greetings and wagging tails, until the evening the silence was broken. It began near the local butcher shop. Axel, usually a model of discipline, suddenly froze. His ears peaked, and a low, guttural growl vibrated in his chest. He wasn't looking at a passerby or another dog. His gaze was locked onto a heavy iron manhole cover. Irina pulled the leash, calling his name, but Axel remained rooted to the spot, eventually erupting into a frantic bark that echoed off the shop walls. Passers-by stared, some crossing the street in fear. Irina felt a flush of embarrassment and confusion. Why was her gentle giant acting like a beast possessed by a dark shadow beneath the street? That night, Irina's husband, Ron, dismissed the ordeal. "It's just a rodent, Irina. He's a dog, he smelled a rat and got excited." But the next day, the behavior evolved from aggression to a haunting obsession. Axel no longer barked, he sat. For hours, he stared into the black voids of the grate with a look of profound mourning. Irina knelt beside him, squinting into the darkness, but saw nothing but murky water and shadows. She felt a growing sense of dread. Was Axel losing his mind, or was he seeing something she could? For 3 days, the tension mounted. Neighbors began to whisper. A local shopkeeper even suggested Axel might be becoming territorial or dangerous. Irina was torn between her love for her dog and the mounting pressure to keep him away from the cursed spot. On the 4th day, she decided to treat him, hoping a gift would snap him out of his trance. She bought a large pack of premium sausages from the butcher. Then the unthinkable happened. As Irina reached for a treat, Axel lunged. He didn't bite her, but he snapped the entire bag from her hand with a force that nearly knocked her over. Before she could scream his name, he was gone, a blur of fur sprinting back toward the sewer. Irina chased him, her heart hammering against her ribs. She found him at the grate, but he wasn't eating. One by one, Axel was delicately dropping the expensive sausages through the narrow metal bars. He was feeding the darkness. Driven by a desperate need to know, Irina called the fire department. When the sirens arrived, the tension reached a breaking point. Axel, usually friendly to strangers, stood over the manhole like a gargoyle. He bared his teeth at the firefighters, refusing to let them near. "He's going to bite someone," a bystander shouted. The fire chief hesitated, hand on his radio, considering calling animal control to tranquilize the dog. Irina stepped in, her voice trembling as she grabbed Axel's collar, whispering to him until his fur flattened and he stepped aside, his eyes never leaving the iron lid. The heavy tools pried the grate open with a screech of metal on stone. A firefighter descended into the damp, cold abyss. The crowd held its breath. When he emerged, he wasn't holding a rat or a piece of trash. Cradled in his glove was a tiny, shivering ball of fur, a kitten, barely weeks old, soaked and gasping for air. The crowd gasped, but the firefighter went back down, again and again and again. 4 kittens in total were pulled from the watery grave. They had been trapped for 3 days, surviving only because a German shepherd had heard their tiny cries above the city noise and decided they were worth his protection. Axel hadn't been acting out of malice or madness. He had been a guardian. He had sacrificed his reputation and his favorite treats to keep 4 tiny heartbeats going. The kittens were rushed to a vet, suffering from extreme hypothermia and hunger, but they survived. The town that had whispered about the crazy dog now stood in line to pet the hero of the sewer. Axel didn't care about the fame, though. As the kittens were carried away to safety, he finally let out a long sigh, laid his head on Irina's feet, and closed his eyes. He had proven that while humans see a manhole as a piece of infrastructure, a dog sees a life worth saving. Axel taught a whole town that day that true heroics don't always come with a cape. Sometimes, they come with a wagging tail and a stolen bag of sausages.